Remember ages ago we were talking about the witch character?
Oh yeah.
Well, if you're free and not playing anything, uh, I can share screen and you can help me decide how we actually make her look.
Sure.
What's up everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over Aurelia, the brand new character that's going to be coming to Red and the Phantom Castle remake. I'm just going to be commentating over already pre-recorded footage of making her and just talking about what's happening, the thought process me and Lloyd were going through when deciding to make her, as well as just her decisions on how she looks and her kind of personality. So at the start, you went and seen me plop down Red beside her. That was really just for size reference, so that because Aurelia is an older woman, a grown up human character in the world of Red, so she obviously would be quite a bit bigger than Red. Next, I was showing Lloyd the level in which she would actually be in. This is the original from 2020. We're remaking it for 2022, but I wanted to show Lloyd the kind of area and level that she would be living in for the remake.
You probably want to dip into the cyan colours because that's a little bit kind of zombie.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you don't want her to look decayed. You want her to look ethereal. Yeah, there. Try that.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean? It makes her look otherworldly rather than
Yeah,
just,
yeah. That, to be honest, this
rotting.
is the exact color that I was looking for. So let me just get all her skin parts.
Because obviously, give her a nice womanly figure, but I think you should make her more tall and willowy. Like, honestly, I think if you look at like, we'll use Elvira and Morticia as examples of this.
Right. Okay. So let's just start kind of chipping away at the body, and adding and taking away, and we'll kind of. So, as you just heard, we were talking about how we wanted the body to look, the body to feel, stuff like that. We wanted it to be quite her to be quite tall standing, like Lloyd went and said, Morticia from like the Adams family, and Elira. I forget her actual name because I'm recording this a wee bit after us actually doing this. But basically, we're just going through the body shapes. So I'll talk about a wee bit of what Aurelia is like personality wise. So Aurelia is the King's Seer, basically the fortune teller for the king, but you know less kind of cheap fortunes and more kind of accuracy based. So when we were making the character, because it is a brand new character and it wasn't in the original, we had to find a way to kind of incorporate that properly. Aurelia was a part of the original cast, but due to unable to get voice parts and lack of just quality and being able to actually pull it off, she wasn't able to be added into the original. So we really wanted to make sure that she was properly represented in this one. When we were doing our eyes, we were deciding, you know, eye shape, how she was going to be perceived. Was she going to be dangerous looking? Was she going to be attractive? Were we going to make an ugly witch, an attractive witch, that sort of thing? Lloyd really wanted it to not be just your average, you know, disgusting long nosed witch. So we decided to give her just, you know, things that are kind of naturally associated with beauty when it comes to characters. With the eyes, we decided for a nice yellow to start off with. We thought that was actually quite interesting, and we don't have a lot of characters with yellow eyes in the series, so this really made sense when deciding how she would look in that regard. And right now we're just kind of doing the eyelids and stuff like that. I actually think Lloyd left to go eat dinner, so I'm just kind of working on it myself, which is why it's sped up footage because you can't really hear any conversation stuff like that. So Now I'm just adding in the eyes, try to get it fixed so that the eyelids are, kind of over the pupils and stuff like that. We wanted to give her, we wanted to make sure that people knew that she was, not to be trifled with. One thing that I can't wait for is her and Red's interaction in the main game, because we're going to see that, she's not just... Red kind of comes in as this heroic character that's always making the right decisions, but he is still a child at the end of the day. He's only like 10 years old. So we wanted a character that almost still treats him as a child, because every other character seems to treat him like he's older, mainly because he's the Queen's Knight and stuff like that. So we wanted a character that still sees him as a child, and that, you know, he should still be treated as such, because he doesn't have a lot of life experience. Now we decided to start going for hitters. We weren't sure what we wanted. We knew we wanted something long, but we weren't sure how long and the kind of style of it. Eventually we seen this one. Obviously it's too realistic and stuff, but we decided to model the hair off that because that seemed to kind of fit the most. So here I am, just kind of adding the hair cap. I do this whenever I'm working on a character's hair. I'll take the head off, or take a separate head off, put on a kind of hair cap, almost like you would fit a wig on someone, and then I start building the hair around that. I'm not the best at doing hair. I think all my hair is kind of similar. I'm definitely not ideal, but we wanted to... I was kind of making it match both sides so that it kind of... We had like a clean plate of hair, and then I was going to go back over it and start adding in like the differences, like the extra parts that made it different. I wasn't sure if I wanted kind of a fringe hanging down, or if I wanted a bit of the kind of widow's peak, or I forget what it's called, like the crow peak. I don't know, but this is a nightmare, by the way, doing it like commentary after, because you need to really talk out your ass here. But yeah, it took me a while to get it right, because as you can see, it's looking quite plain. It's not as interesting. Eventually, I do go back and I start adding in different strands that aren't mirrored to either side, so that it looks like it's unique hair and not just mirrored. Okay, we just cut over quite a lot of that. So yeah, you can see that it's not mirrored anymore. There's off parts and stuff. We wanted a bit of a lilac style hair colour. It complemented the skin. It looked really nice with the eyes. So that's just me going in and shading in different parts to kind of make it stand out and make it look like actual different strands of hair, which actually does. It starts to look really, really nice. You can start to kind of pull out different strands of hair and see that it's different hair, because that's how hair is. Now I'm just giving her the kind of going across the top parts, making sure that the hair is looking nice. There's crossover parts to kind of make it look a bit more natural, and voila. Next we wanted to do some mouths. Obviously the biggest change from all my previous projects is that the characters now have mouths. Originally they had like little black circles that would pop over their mouth area, and when they spoke it would kind of imitate speaking. But I decided that I really wanted natural mouths this time, so basically we redo the head, slap on a couple of mouths each, and then keyframe it to whenever they're speaking, they get, it looks like they're actually speaking. Next, we're going for clothing. Now, this was actually quite fun. We knew that we wanted a sort of Morticia Addams Family sort of gown. We wanted it to be quite elegant, quite practical. I think we redesigned the neck piece quite a few times. I think Lloyd, again, is actually away still eating at this point, so I'm kind of doing it by myself, and then he comes back and gives me some ideas and some pointers of what we want. We didn't know how kind of long to make it. We wanted it to be quite functional, and realistic, and not just, here's a skimpy outfit sort of thing. So we took off the back dress of Queen Solace's and dyed it a wee bit so that it would kind of match the elegance of what she's wearing. Again, we wanted it to be practical as well as nice looking. We didn't want to just, just throw stuff together. We really wanted to give her this kind of powerful vibe. There was a wee bit of kind of Scarlet Witch in there when I was originally doing it, because I was like, oh, she in the newest movie, she has this quite elegant gown, but it still seems like practical. She can still kind of kick ass in it, and that's what we wanted for Aurelia. We wanted it to seem that, oh yeah, she's beautifully dressed, she's very elegant. She worked for the king, so she's quite up there in status, and we wanted that reflected in the outfit that she wears and kind of how she holds herself within this world. I believe next we start going for, yes, so now we decide to change the neckline. Lloyd had the idea to give her kind of shoulder parts and give her a lower kind of neckline that goes over her collarbone sort of thing. And it actually works out really, really well. It kind of, originally the V-cut was just a bit too simple. Kind of what you'd expect, I suppose, from a regular dress. We really wanted like a really cool kind of elegant solution for it, and I think we got that. We were trying to stay away from, rather, I was trying to stay away from revealing too much skin, just for the sake of showing off too much skin. We wanted it to be quite again, we wanted it to be beautiful and elegant and practical, but not just like, oh, here's a skimpy witch outfit sort of thing. So we started adding in, or rather I started adding in lace and stuff like that to the arms, to the hands, and I believe I give her a kind of lace band over the stomach as well, and it looks really nice. Next we started adding in the runes for the legs to kind of give off that. Again, she's a witch, she deals in magic, so she would have a sort of markings. The markings, when I was adding them in, I wasn't really sure how I wanted them to look. I just wanted them to be almost kind of intimidating in a way, like kind of blood coloured. That she was kind of, we don't know a lot about this character, so we wanted it to be quite, like, ooh, what does this mean? Is this like a curse sort of thing? Next, we had to add in the necklace. Necklace is part of the story, but we skipped right over that, so never mind. Now we've got the kind of the laced waist part as well. And now I'm just showing off the character, and finally you'll see a wee outro of her. Amazing. Hope you enjoy it. Bye!